Hello and welcome back to Marion's Money Talk podcast, episode 6. As mentioned in our previous episode, we will be speaking with our partner, the MFEC 2022, on their journey with the convention. I have the pleasure of having 3 MFEC 2022 organizing committee joining me in this episode, and they are Alya Syafiqah binti Zor, Muhammad Al-Amin bin Mustafa, and Lam Jie Xin. Hi Alya, Amin, and Jessin. Welcome to the Money Talk podcast. It's a great pleasure to have all of you on our podcast. Can all of you introduce yourselves to our listeners? Say a bit about who you are, what do you do at uni, which year are you currently in, and what role do you hold in MFEC 2022?
Hello everyone, I go by Alya. I'm currently a second year finance student in University Malaya. I am also an executive of the program department in Malaysian Finance Expert Convention 2022.
Thanks, Alya. Amin, would you like to introduce yourself briefly to our listeners?
Sure. Thank you, Ms. Evelyn. My name is Amin, everyone. Hello. I am a first year student of finance in University Malaya, and I am the head of marketing for MFEC 2022.
Perfect. Thanks, Amin. And Jessin?
All right, Miss Evelyn. Hi everyone. I'm Jie Xin, second year Bachelor of Finance student from University Malaya. I'm the head of Multimedia and Technical Department in MFEC 2022.
Thanks for the introduction. I see that all of you are finance students, which is great. Can you describe your very first experience about stock investing and how do you come to know about stock investing? Alya, perhaps would you like to share with our listeners first?
So it all started when I was in high school. I heard my friend talking about how her dad was investing in Bitcoin. I was 16. I had no idea what Bitcoin is. So in my head, I thought it was something shaped like a coin. And some country use it as a currency. So I had no idea what Bitcoin was. And I never really looked into it. But then I remember like when I was 19, the first movement control order happened in Malaysia. And we had plenty of time in our hand, right? Because I didn't have school that time. I had nothing to do. So I discovered I did not discover. I went and do some research about stock and investing lah. So yeah, I bought my very first coin during the MCO. It was a Dutch coin, and yep, that was my very first experience.
That's great. Thanks, Alya. It's great to know that you have put in some money into investing. Jessin, would you like to share with our listeners?
Yep. My first time knowing stock investing is that when I saw my dad, he is observing the candlestick graph. And out of my curiosity, I asked my dad, what is that graph? And my dad started to explain to me like what are these candlesticks for. And then this is when I start to know about stock investing. Because after that, my dad actually explained a lot more about stock investing to me. So after that, when I took this finance course in University Malaya, I joined a trading competition last year, which is held by Bursa Young Investor Club in UM, and that's my really first time to trade stock in a simulator, and surprisingly, I got into top 20. Yeah, that's my experience.
Wow, congrats. That's a very good achievement, Jessin.
Thanks.
Amin, would you like to share with us your experience as well?
Sure. I was exposed to stock trading pretty early on. I was born into an old family. My brother is about 40. So dinner talk was always about politics, about finance. So it was kind of a sink or swim situation for me. If I wanted to talk to them about something, I had to pick up on what they were saying. So that's where it started. It was around when I was 14. And I started going into what stock trading is, the economics behind it, the fundamentals behind it, it. And the first time I actually started trading, like putting money into the real market, was probably when I was around 20. I don't remember the exact age, but yeah, that's the ballpark figure.
Thanks, Amin. It's great to hear all of your first experiences with knowing about stock investing. And I believe that a lot of our listeners would appreciate your experience. All right, given that it has been a week since the opening of the Malaysian Finance Expert Convention 2022, perhaps I would like to invite you guys to please share your experiences as an organizing committee of MFEC with our listeners, and also perhaps your experience of using the Marion app.
So during the preparation period, right, of course, like all the organizing committee, we want this event to run smoothly. But one thing for sure is that there are a lot of things that are not under our control, and realizing that fact actually have already helped us to realize that what kind of problems that we can solve on our own. If not, we will get really stressed because we cannot settle some stuff. But after realizing that, it has eased our task load a bit. Like we don't want to like we don't want to like what is that word called? We don't want to rush to be perfect, we just want it to be done in a nice way. Something that under our power lah, something like that. And yeah, for that is my experience in organizing this event. And as for the Marion app, okay, it was really fun, but it's so sad that I could only try for a few days because yeah, I wish to like try longer, but the period that we had the other day, it was really short for me to try more and more. Yeah, that's all from me. I wish I could try longer.
Thanks, Alya. I think I can feel you on that front with regards to the questions from students. Well, it's great to know that you would like to use the Marion app for longer. And in fact, don't worry, we will be announcing something exciting very, very soon. So keep an eye on our socials and your inbox.
All right, I'll be waiting. Actually, I just want to ask, will there be any other competition like this in the future, but not organized by MFEC lah?
Well, I would like to share with you on that front too, but what I'm going to say is that please do keep an eye on your on your inbox.
Okay, I will.
Yes, Amin and Jessin, would you both like to share with us your experience as well?
Sure. Well, I am the head of marketing, like I mentioned before, and our job is mainly to look for sponsors. And of course, we've hit some speed bumps along the way, ranging from sponsors pulling out to sponsors being unresponsive. But it has been a really good experience because, it builds your networking, connecting with all these external parties, with companies, and, you build relationships and you preserve those relationships for future events. And who knows, maybe, when we go out into the workforce, we can use these networks that we've built in landing an interview or landing a job. So overall, it's been a really good and eye-opening experience organizing MFEC. And my experience using the Marion app, I like it. I think it's a very good application in the website. I like how each stock comes with it tells you whether it is Sharia compliant or not, and it makes it very easy for me, so I know what I'm investing in. And yeah, apart from it being slightly laggy, I think it's a really good website and it's a really good experience.
Perfect. Thanks, Amin. That's great. It's good to hear that. And Jessin.
Oh, hey. Regarding to my experience in MFEC 2022 as the head of Multimedia and Technical Department, my job is to distribute job to my department members regarding video editing, website designing, and also event technical support. So I hope the video we came out are very interesting. And also for the website design, I hope it looks great and fabulous to everyone. And then yeah, for the technical support, it's a big challenge for us to make it like very smoothly on the event day. But our my yeah, in fact, multimedia and technical team make it. So yeah, that's my first experience guiding a whole team in this department. And then regarding to the uh experience using Marion, when I first heard about Marion is providing us trading simulation interface, I really look forward to use it. And then when the platform is finally launched and we get to have the experience, the not experience, we get to have chance to give it a try. I immediately fill in my name without any hesitation. Then it's very interesting, but like what Alya said is kind of sad because because we got like quite a short time to try on it. But I hope after that I can try more on this platform. And Marion platform is actually quite user friendly for me, so it's suitable for me, like especially for new users like me to use this platform. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your sharing, Jie Xin. That's great to know. Amin and Alya, I understand that both of you are Muslims and Sharia investing is something of importance to our Muslim communities. Can you guys perhaps share with us your experience and knowledge of Sharia investing, and how do you find out if a company is Sharia compliant or not prior to investing? Would you both like to share with us a little bit on that front, please?
Yeah. When I want to invest in a stock, of course, Sharia compliancy is important to me. And normally, I just Google the company that I wish to invest in. I do my analysis, technical and fundamental, and I just Google whether this company is Sharia compliant or not. Of course, it's a little bit tedious because it's not always clear cut whether they are, and I have to go through a little bit of material first. So there isn't a specific platform which I always use to see whether the company is Sharia compliant or not. So that's why I mentioned that that little info pack about whether that company is Sharia compliant or not on the Marion interface is really beneficial for me.
That's great. Thanks, Amin and Alya. Would you like to share with us your thoughts and experience as well?
As for me, I did something similar like what Amin did. Just Google, but I also use this one website. It's called the. Can I promote website or can I just say?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's actually called the S&P Capital IQ. Our university actually subscribed to that website for us to do our market research for our assignment. So it's actually quite useful also because there are some, yeah, we can search about the Sharia thing there. Thank you. That's all from me.
Thanks, Alya. That's great. Awesome. So before we end today's session, do you all have any tips on stock investing that you would like to share with early or first-time investors?
Well, I have a few simple tips. They should do more research and don't chase the tips or the trends that people talk about on social media. And one more important thing is join trading competition to practice. Yeah, that's all from me. Good luck.
That's great, Alya. Yes, Amin or Jie Xin, would you guys like to share your thoughts with our first-time investors or early investors?
I guess the piece of advice that I have is don't put all your eggs in one basket. Try and find companies that do different things and disperse your money a little bit so you have some diversification. And yeah, like Alya said, don't just follow trends on social media. Do your analysis, do your research before you actually put money into something. That's about it.
That's great. Thanks for your insights, Jessin. Would you like to share with our first-time investors as well?
Yeah. So I feel like the first thing they should do is to get out of their comfort zone and to learn to invest using trading simulator platform like Marion. And don't feel sad when you lose money for the first time, as we can learn from our experience and try to search for different strategy or other way to analyze the stocks. So be more diligent to do more analysis and try again. So who knows, one day you will success. So don't give up. Yep.
Thanks so much for joining me on this podcast today. Your insights and tips are really useful to our listeners, and I totally agree with all of you that diversification is so important in investing. So everyone, please do remember, don't put all your eggs in a single basket. On behalf of Marion, I thank all of you and your team for all the hard work that you guys have put into making this convention a success. We can't wait to see which team will take home the champion title this year. To all our listeners, do you know that our newly redesigned website has just recently been launched? If you have not visited our new website, please come and visit us. We welcome you with open arms. Also, like I mentioned to Alya and Jie Xin earlier, something exciting is coming your way. So please keep an eye on our website and socials, and your inbox if you have signed up to our waitlist. Thanks everybody for tuning in.